Life is too short to read books you're not interested in, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is October. If you're new around here, welcome. If not, welcome back. This is Nerd Boy Reads, a channel in which I talk about the stuff that I have read, am reading, and or want to read. But today we are going to be talking about the books that I am putting on thin ice. I have seen a couple other people do this in the past, so I decided that this is a good way to monitor my reading, like clear off some books on my TBR and give myself an incentive to read faster or more or whatever. Today we are going to be talking about the books I am giving 6 months to live, which is a weird way to phrase that, but it'll make sense. This video, I am going to be going through some of the books that I have had on my TBR the longest and the stuff that I keep looking at, keep saying I want to read, I should read, but I never do. And I feel like this will help me really narrow down what books I should read. And if I don't really want to read them, if I don't gravitate towards them within the time limit, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of them to save myself some stress. So, giving myself a deadline of till the end of the year. So from now as of recording, which is June 21st, to December 31st, I have that amount of time, about 5-6 months and some change, to read this nice stack of books that I have right here. And if I don't, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of them as some sort of New Year's unhaul, because I was doing an unhaul anyway, so this is just an extended unhaul. An unhaul with benefits, if you would. First book I have is probably the one that I got the most recent, if I'm being honest. My friend was giving away some books and she said that I had a free range of whatever I wanted. I could just grab it and I could read it if I wanted it. And I picked up I Am Legend by Richard Matheson in this mass market movie cover version. I loved the movie. I've seen it several times. I even watched it one time in class. My teacher put it on after we did all the work that we were supposed to, and that was an experience. So I love the book. I love the movie. I hear the book is different, so I did want to pick it up anyway. I just don't like movie covers and I hate mass market paperbacks, but I just kind of picked it up because it was free. This might be something that I read in October, so maybe it has a chance to be read this year, but if I don't read it by, like I said, December, it's gonna go. But I think this one may have a shorter lifespan of October because it is more horror thriller-y, so if I don't read it then, I'm never gonna read it, especially in this cover. So is something I got on a whim. I saw it, I saw the cover, I saw the inside of the dust jacket, I thought it was pretty, and then I found out it was a sequel, and that is Dead Astronauts by Jeff Vandermeer. I have been interested in Jeff Vandermeer for a while now. I wanted to read the Annihilation trilogy, I forget what it's called, but it's Annihilation, something else, and something else, but I happened to pick this one up simply because, like I said, I saw the cover, I thought it was pretty, and I wanted to read it. Plus the inside, like I said, the inside dust jacket is really neat. And I wanted to read it. And then I found out it was a second book in a series, and since I picked it up hardcover first, I've been looking for the first one in hardback. I just couldn't find it. Logically, I could pick it up in a paperback because I see that everywhere. I just want to be stubborn and try to find it in hardback so I can have a matching set, but I may either just pick it up paperback, but if I don't feel like doing that, I'm just gonna go ahead and give this one away and move on with my life and try to pick up the Annihilation trilogy by him instead. Who knows? Then we have one that may make some people upset simply because of how popular it was at the time. I know this is a darling. It was a Book Talk darling. It was a BookTube darling, and that's kind of why I picked it up. But then it just keeps sitting on my shelf because it's very much a chunky book, and I just haven't found the time to sit down and read this, despite the fact that the vibes are there. Talking about Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It is thick. It's big. This is over 800 pages. I don't think I have taken on an 800-page behemoth before. I've read 600 pages. I've done that. But 800 pages for some reason is kind of intimidating. I just haven't picked it up. I want to read it, and I just haven't found the time or the motivation. So again, this may be another one I stick in October because I hear it has those autumnal vibes, so maybe this will be read in October. But if I don't read it then, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it or listen to the audiobook because I'm trying to get into those more. But for now, this is on thin ice if I don't read it by the end of the year. I may give this one a pass, actually. If I don't read it, it may just maybe... This is on hold. If I don't read it by the end of the year, we'll see how I feel then. But until then, I'm thinking of removing it from this list. But I'm going to keep it here anyway, and I'll just see how I feel when the time comes, I guess. But, I put this next one on a couple TBRs, I believe. It has nice vibes. It's about murderous mermaids, and that's something I want to get into more. And I even started it this year and got quite a bit of ways into it. I just haven't found the motivation to keep going yet. This is All the Murmuring Bones by A.G. Slater. Like I said, this is Murderous Mermaids, Family Curses, and it sounds interesting, and I started it. I picked it up on a whim because I liked the cover and I liked the summary. I just haven't gotten around to reading it. I started it, and I just kind of let it sit, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it. If I don't, I'll just give it away. If I do, I may just finish it to say I did and then give it away. It's not holding me as much as I thought it would, so who knows. Alright, so I picked up these next two when I was going through my massive Batman phase back last March. During the month of March 2022, my entire life was taken over by Batman. So when I saw these on clearance at Books A Million, I decided to pick them up. One, because one is Batman, and then two is because I like the writing of Leigh Bardugo, and I decided to pick it up because I've been hearing good things about it. But they've been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I'm not going to say I lost interest in them, I just haven't been in the mood to pick them up, and I feel like putting them on this list to narrow down a time frame about when I am going to read them, or the deadline I have until I read them, will help me pick them up or get rid of them faster. And I am talking about two books in the DC Icon series. We have Wonder Woman Warbringer and Batman Nightwalker. And like I said, in March, I went through a phase where all I wanted to do was talk about Batman, read Batman, and interact with Batman. I saw the movie 5 times in theaters because I loved it that much, and I picked this one up because of it. I picked up the children's book about it, the middle grade book that was like a tie-in novelization. Didn't really like that, so it kind of put me off of reading this one because this is also set in that same time frame where Bruce is a teenager, but this obviously is a different iteration of Bruce Wayne, and the children's book just kind of put me off of it. Plus, I may have an unpopular opinion, but I didn't like the novelization of A Killing Joke. So it kind of put me off about reading Batman anymore, but I will give this a go. It's really short and the words are relatively big, so I should be able to get through it really quick. So maybe I'll pick a month and I'll just read both of these. And then for Wonder Woman Warbringer, I heard a couple people talk about it and say it was really good. I like Leigh Bardugo's writing. I love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and I read Ninth House. I haven't read Hellbent yet, and I hear there's another one coming out in that series, so I do have to read it soon. But this will put me on to another Leigh Bardugo mood, and then hopefully, since it's already out, I can go pick up Hellbent and I can just blow through a lot of her work. So maybe sometime within the next 4 or 5 months, I'll pick a month, I'll read both of these, and then I can either get rid of them or put them on my superhero shelf, which is behind the camera. But who knows? This is a quicker video. This is the last duology I have. I have a duology here, and then I have 2 more spare books that I have on thin ice. But the duology I have is Infinity Sun and Infinity Reaper by Adam Silvera. We all know Adam Silvera is the author of They Both Die at the End and The First to Die at the End, which was released recently. Well, not recently, like last year. And before he released The First to Die at the End, he released Infinity Sun. This is a duology. This is magical realism, I believe, or urban fantasy. Either way, I picked it up because it sounded interesting, and then I let it sit. I even bought both of them so I can read them both in one go, and I just haven't read them yet. Fun fact about Adam Silvera, he is an author very near and dear to my heart, not because I particularly love his writing, nor particularly because I remember everything that he wrote. I am not an avid follower of his, really. I just have a soft spot in my heart for They Both Die at the End, because that is the first book I ever posted about on social media, which actually inspired me to make my Bookstagram. Go follow me on Nerdboy Reads. So I want to give him more of a chance, so that's why I picked these up when I found them at Second and Charles. I just haven't gotten around to reading them, and I'm putting them on this 5-month deadline, and if I don't read them by then, I'm just going to get rid of them. And then this penultimate book kind of hurts my heart a little bit. I mentioned this on my every book I have on my TBR. Zara the Windseeker is the book that my now ex-girlfriend gave me because I asked for everyone's favorite book for Christmas one year, and she actually is the only one who did that. So she actually got me her favorite childhood book, Zahara the Windseeker, and I just haven't read it yet. I don't know why, but it kind of hurts to have it now because she is my ex, but I do want to read it because she did go through the trouble of tracking down a copy for me, so I'm just gonna put it on here. I am good at getting rid of books that I have been gifted, actually. I cannot say I'm not, but for some reason this one's hard to get rid of. I'm gonna try to read it at least to see where I land about whether I like it or not. The words are really big and it's relatively short, so I can blow through this in a day or two. I just need to get around to doing it. So, and then this last one is one that I have heard nothing but awful things about, and I decided this was going to be the first book that I gave a chance by this author, but then I again heard nothing but awful things about this book. This book is so bad. It's not her best writing. Her one series is better. She shouldn't be writing adult books. I heard it all. This is A Book of Night by Holly Black. Picked this up because I want to get into Holly Black's work. The Cruel Prince series of hers really blew up on Bookstagram and BookTube, and everyone read it, and then she kind of popularized off of that with Book of Night, but I hear that this book is just terrible. So I'm usually not one to follow the trends and to give people's opinion a lot of weight. I do like having my own opinion, forming my own opinion, and picking up books regardless of whether or not I hear a lot of things about it. But the fact that I found this in a half-price books so soon after its release, and then I pick it up and I hear nothing but awful things about it, kind of puts me off of it. So I don't know. I do like the cover of it. I like the pretty, it's hard to see in my lighting, but it is a nice blue. And I would read it if I wasn't worried about it. I also don't want to start another new series and then worse, have it be bad. So I'm in between a rock and a hard place really with this one, but I may just not even read it. I may just get rid of it, but I do want to try to at least read the first 100 pages of it and see what happens from there. And then bonus round, I am currently reading a book that I am giving thin ice. This is Trial of the Wizard King by Chad Corey. I am currently reading this book. I am about 80 pages in, and I didn't like the first one. I bought the trilogy. Like I said before, I'm going to try to give this book at least half a chance, and the fact that I made it 80 pages through is kind of promising, but I'm also starting to pick up on more of the things that I had a problem with in the first book. It feels like it's a lot of build-up and nothing really is happening. Like, we're 80 pages in and nothing has happened. I cannot tell you a single thing that happened in this book besides like a big bird lizard thing popped out of the sky. So it could be the fact that I tried reading this at the same time as I read 2 other books, and maybe that's why I'm not fully immersed in it, or I'm just holding on to bad memories about the first book. I don't know, but I do have the trilogy of this, so I'm going to at least try to give it a second chance. Like I said, I'm going to try to read at least half of this, and then I'll see where I'm going from there. I almost just got rid of it, but I did want to give it half of a chance, so if I don't finish the trilogy by the end of the year, I'm just going to get rid of it, but more than likely I'm going to get rid of it anyway, regardless of whether or not I finish the series. So, and then I have a couple manga to show you, I guess. I have Plunderer Volume 1. I heard good things about it. I've seen a bunch of clips about it on Instagram. It's supposed to be really action-packed and really fun, but then I heard that it has a lot of fan service in it, and I'm not really about fan service in my manga unless it's like specific instances, but I may try it, I may not. I'm kind of put off about it. I just kind of picked it up because it was there, but I'm gonna try it. I don't know. And then I did try Saint Young Men. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. I tried Volume 1 earlier, but I didn't really give it a good shot. I don't know why. It felt like I had to speed read it for some reason. So I have been holding on to this for a while though, and I haven't felt the urge to pick it up yet. I've started other series, and I haven't looked at this one in a while, so who knows. There's other things I want to start. I don't really know if I want to commit to these books if I know I'm probably not going to like them. So I'm going to try to read them before the end of the year, and if I don't, I am just going to give them away. So that is it. That is all of the books that I am giving until the end of the year to read. This is kind of a quicker video. I just wanted to get something out. Like I said, I'm trying to stick to a more regular weekly schedule, but it's really hard since I am a full-time adult with a full-time job, you know. So I'm recording this after work like I always do, and I just kind of threw this together and gonna get it out hopefully from the end of the week. I am going on vacation, a weekend trip I should say, for my birthday, which is coming up, so maybe I'll do a birthday haul because it doesn't count if it's on your birthday. Either way, this has been the video. I have been October. This has been Nerdboy Reads. I hope you liked this video. Leave a like, leave a comment if you did. Be sure to subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.